Just because you're having no trouble doesn't mean you haven't got to be ready for trouble. I'm not talking train for war, you know, just keep yourself maintained. If you get noticed there's a war coming, then train for war. If you don't know there's a war coming, at least if it comes unexpectedly, you're half ready. You know, when you see these boxers and they've got a war coming, they'll get into training camp and get ready for this big fight that they've got. And then for the rest of the year, they'll just sit there like little fat retards. Don't be like that. It makes you vulnerable. Do you understand what I'm saying? You can be the hardest man in that ring after a 16-week training camp, but you're a fart for half a year, out of shape, not training. And that's the difference between like Saunders and Ben. No, not Ben. Eubank. The difference is, or let's just say Fury, Joshua. The difference is you have got someone consistently, week in, week out, fighting, never overweight, always in impeccable shape, always blah blah blah, proper, true, professional boxer, dedicated to the game 24/7. And then you'll have Fury, I'll just up on the drink, get fat and horrible, and then get offered £3 million to fight, so he'll go into camp for 3 months, come out the other end ready for the scrap. Do you understand what I mean? Now, if one of them, if they didn't, if just say like Tyson Fury, if he weren't getting out there every day and having a jog every day or maintaining his fitness every day, if someone pounced on him, if he never knocked him out, he'd be in a mess. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? I'm not hating on him, I'm just saying as an example. So it's the same as like what I've just said to you there. Yourself. You know, you mightn't have trouble ever in your life. You've got kids, you've got a bird, and then all of a sudden you've got some smackhead getting through your window, and this smackhead's giving you a scrap, mate. He's 9 stone, wet through, being jabbing up in his legs and everything, and he's scrapping with you, and you're out of breath, and you're getting lactic acid. He's a punter. You should be picking them up and swinging them round, sending them down there with a foil bag. And this is what you need to be keeping yourself fit and strong for. Not like an animal, not like a big mad fighter, not like this, but just to be able to protect yourself when it's the fan, if it does, or your daughter or your wife. Imagine not maintaining yourself, not keeping yourself durable, a little bit of fitness, a little bit of strength, and all of a sudden you're in the streets and some little lunatic attacks your bird. You know you're unfit. You've just got to turn into a peacekeeper. Get off, get off. You can't have a fight. You know you can't. If you attempt to, you know you're going to get blitzed. So now there you are like a knobhead while your bird's weighed out. And all you've got to do really to defend her and protect her as much as you can is get your ass off that couch and go on a run. Do press-ups, do squats, anything to overload the body to keep yourself strong and physically adapt. Because you lose it all, you know. Like if you're 30, 40 now, 50 years of age now, and you're not keeping your legs strong, you're going to struggle getting up and on the toilet. You're going to struggle sitting down and having when you're 55. This is honest to God, mate. A lot of you are just living in the now because you're 25. You know, your legs are fetish, mate. It's nothing on you. At least us little rough, when we were on bikes, we were pedalling 20 miles a day or something, dropping bits off all over the city. Had calves and thighs like that on us. Yous have got caught because you're on these lecky things. And you're not considering the wastage of muscle. And when you get to a certain age, like, trust me, if you haven't got strong thighs, if you haven't got strong legs, there's no way you're able to just sit down on that toilet and stand back up after you've used it. And this is where you don't want to be when you're getting into your 50s and your 60s. And that's why I encourage all of you to swerve your kit and swerve the substance that you're taking now, because that's when you see the deficiencies from it up here. You've got kids that have been ketting since they're 18, they're 32 now, pissing their pants. Obviously they're not going to tell you because they're ashamed of it, but there's lads out there, due to misusing ketamine, they're dribbling, can't even hold their own pissing because the bladder's off it. The bladder doesn't start repairing itself when you stop. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Like, you know, your bladder's getting weak just with age. You know, it's a possibility that you could be dribbling as a pensioner, as a 60-year-old man. There's a possibility you could be dribbling at that age naturally. You know, your bladder gets weak naturally as you're going through the years. So if you have ketamine when you're 18, 19, 20, 21, 20, up to 20, whatever, however long you have it, trust me, you'll have a bladder like a 60-year-old man when you're 35. You will be dribbling at 35. By the time you get to 60, mate, think about it. And this is what youth aren't understanding when you're taking these substances at an early age. You do not see the immediate effects and side effects of drugs, especially the ones you're taking, your kets and this. You know, they're hidden well, and then all of a sudden they put on in you because it's synthetic. The body doesn't know how to dispose of it naturally. Do you understand? Like if it was cocaine and it's come from that plant, your body will have absorbed something similar and it'll know how to process it. The synthetic's never seen it or felt it, so it doesn't know. So it deposits in the places that it can't get out of. So if you take cocaine, it'll go through your bladder, your kidneys, your organs, filter out down there. If you take ket and other synthetic, you know, things that have been put together and made to make this substance, the residue will sit in the filters of your bladder, in the filters of your kidney, and it doesn't just sit there, it'll burn it over time, like an acid type effect, melt it down over a period of time, and then your bladder starts leaking, and then you've got your internal organs are basically off it now. And this is why I'm just trying to scream at you lads and girls who are taking this care, because it's not just the lads, you know, a bladder's a bladder. If you've got a bladder, you will dribble off ket, girl or boy. Just think about what you're going to be like when you're older. Think about what these drugs are doing to you when you're in your 30s and your 40s. They're not doing all to you, yeah? Just getting you off your face a little bit. But when you're up here, mate, all them physical side effects of what you're doing to your body will kick right in. And I'm just trying to encourage you to swerve it, because I know a lot of yous sit in these little dungeons with balloons and ket, and you're sitting there like a scab that's getting crustier and crustier, like a little ball of dirt in this dark flat, all ketted up on balloons, thinking that this is a party. Do you think that's a sit off and you're all having fun? It's how far your heads have gone, lad. Isn't it though? You've got girls there that don't, you know, they're all taking these balloons. Don't really, they just think there's no side effects in that. They think they're not highly addictive. You should see the Asian community with these balloons, mate. The Asian community right now, I've got a massive problem in there. The lads are sucking the life out of these canisters, mates. But they're taking it to the next level. You know, they're crashing cars and doing all, people getting killed because they're on these, you know, it's really having a massive impact within the Asian communities, mate. Just like it is in the white communities, but I think you notice it more. Yeah, so look, this is another observation of me. Now, you can look at the Asian community, and now I can see how crack and smack and drugs is starting to seep into that community and ruin it. We were raised in that environment where the drugs are ruining us anyway. So it's normal for us. You've never really seen, as I've been growing up, all my life actually, you've never really seen substance misuse within the Islamic communities. You haven't seen the crackheads running around snatching handbags. You haven't seen the houses getting burgled by their smackheads or their crackheads. It's always outside. Do you understand? So when I'm seeing like young lads developing into crackheads who are Muslim, it's more shocking. It's more of an eye-opener to see how fast the drugs are taking a hold in the community. And just like in the Christian communities or the Caucasian or whatever type, in our communities, if you like, you know, it's just started off people just having addictions, and then it started off with people fighting over who's supplying them with the addictions, and then people getting shot dead, and whole families now separated because that family's killed someone in this family, and it's just like eternal division. And this is what you've got on our communities now. You've got families that were born and raised with each other, growing up with each other, started dealing drugs, fell out with each other, killed someone, and now that's it. Long-term difficulties in that community. And this is what you're witnessing now within the Islamic communities right now. Drugs is taking a hold, and it's very important that, I mean, it's all right having, you know, people of power and notoriety and educational intellect to scream stop dealing drugs, but the only people that can stop it is yourselves. Use lads that are out there dishing your crack and smack to your own people, getting your own girls hooked on cocaine. You know, you've got to understand, look at the girls in the Western world, look how they're dressing, look how they drink, look how they take drugs, look how they fornicate, look how they're not stable in relationships. The majority of them on drugs. Don't think for 1 minute, because that girl's a Muslim, she's not going to end up like that. If drugs get her, she's ending up like that, and there's all you can do about it. And the child that she produces is not going to be that kid that's going to be raised into being a doctor. You know, he's out there as a kid with an addiction he doesn't even know he's got. It's going to go wrong. So, use Muslim brothers, look at in the way we live. You don't like it. Loads of you complain about the way we lived, about the women dressing, about the gang life and all the madness that's going on left, right and centre. That's drugs, mate. If you don't want your communities going like our communities have gone over the last 30 years. But as I say, within our communities, just like in every single community, regardless of your faith or your colour, you've got decent, good, moralistic men and women, and you've got some that are just dying breeds. Do you understand what I'm saying? I've just got a violation warning as well. Have I done anything wrong here? Yeah, I've upset all these little rats out there. Haven't I? There's loads of lads in the Muslim community screaming how I'm screaming. A lot less risk to them. There is some risk, and I admire them for doing it. Don't let the substances that's destroyed our communities, don't let it destroy yours. Don't let it harm your women. Don't let it harm your children. Don't let it start breaking your families down. Don't start turning your back on them members of your communities that are developing this. Help them come away from it. Don't just turn your back on it, because it'll affect your community for years. For years. Your crime rate will go through the roof. The violence will go through the roof. The attacks, the house burglaries, all this, you haven't really dealt with. You haven't really suffered like our communities have, that have had all them substances polluting us for 4 decades. You haven't really suffered it. But if you keep on turning a blind eye to it and letting it continue, you're going to suffer horrendously as a community, not individually. As a big community, you're all going to suffer the impact of drug dealing. Peace out, L5 shout. Keep it real as always. Choose a life, not a knife. Protect the children. Protect our future. Sounds easy, doesn't it? But look how many people are trying to hurt the children. And look how many people are trying to defend them. Everyone needs to start defending the kids. Stop turning blind eyes, mate. Peace out.